Hi, I haven't done a makeup video for a little while. It is the Halloween season. You can see I've got the ghosts behind. How's everyone? I hope you're all well. Some people have said they quite like this look that I did with my eyes, so I've incorporated it into this little Halloween video. I'm going to do a fortune teller. As you can see, I've got the scarf on. I've got the big earrings, and I've put on just my normal foundation. I've put some bronzer on. And I've done some brown eyeshadow, and I use the brown eyeshadow as a base with this. I've got the NYX Jumbo Pencil in black. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to use a mirror, I'm afraid, but I'm going to just try and talk to you at the same time. So let's talk a little bit about the history of fortune telling. So since the beginning of time even, they have had people have wanted to know what the future is going to hold. It's always been something that people wanted to know. And in the early times, they used to look at the stars and have a look to see if they could see what was going to happen, you know, sort of by looking at the stars, which then obviously also that you have astrology as well. So I've just put that black along there. Now, a lot of people don't realise that actually a lot of people scry and don't realise they're doing it. Now, scrying can be used, you can use a crystal ball, which is what most fortune tellers use, or you can use a normal mirror, or you can even use the clouds. I mean, so many people that I know, when I say, have you ever looked at the clouds and made pictures and faces out of it? They have, and that's called scrying. So we all are intuitive. It's just that some people obviously have used their gifts a bit more, and have tapped into it, because we only tap into a certain amount of our brain. So, you know, I think everybody's intuitive. It's whether you decide to, you know, sort of follow that route. Anyway, getting back to the thing that I was talking about, the fortune tellers basically were first sort of recognised then in China and ancient Egypt. That's where we first have records of them. And through history, there's been a bit of a, you know, they've got a bit of a checkered history. One, because obviously they were part of, like a lot of gypsies tell fortunes. So, you know, and obviously there are people that have been you know, not treated very well through history. So anyway, getting back to this, I'm now going to use some black powder. So that's where it all started off. Some of the earlier ones were, I'm just trying to think of the early ones now. There was somebody called Madame Shipton. I think her name was Madame Shipton. She actually, I'm going to just pat this black on. And just a quick tip, I've got some baby wipes hand up if it falls down, and also I also use a brush to get rid of any black. I struggle with that quite a lot, and also to get a straight line I'm going to go in the crease with it. So anyway, this Mother Shipton, not Madame Shipton, Mother Shipton, she predicted the fire of London. So I think she was obviously quite good at what she did, because it did happen. And then after her, there was some other ones as well. The ones that were famous were Edward Case. He was American, and he could levitate. And when he used to have these seances, like speaking to the dead and stuff, one time he levitated right to the top, to the ceiling. So where did the whole gypsy thing come with it? Well, actually what happened was obviously the gypsies were travelling people, and they were from the Kabbalah tribe in India, and so they came with they were quite a cultured people. They worked in Europe as labourers, and they obviously did a lot of that sort of thing, like fortune telling and stuff, and that's why they're famous for it. Some of the things that have been predicted are quite, you know, I have to try and remember which one, but I think it was Jean Dixon. Jean Dixon, I think, was President Roosevelt's personal medium and fortune teller, and she predicted, I think I'm right in thinking that is she the one that predicted JFK's death? One of them did. One of them predicted JFK's death. They, you know, obviously sometimes they could have been confused with witches as well. So they could have ended up, you know, being, you know, hung or ducked under the water or burnt at the stake. Yeah, I mean, in recent times, there has, you know, there's always been a suspicion of anybody who, you know, have the power to do this, you know, from tea leaves to, some people read tea leaves, some people do palm reading. And it's kind of, it can be passed down in family lines to be able to do this. But, you know, some people think it's evil, but actually, when we actually think about it, you know, in the Bible, I mean, the 3 kings, I mean, they predicted where Jesus was going to be born. They predicted that. I'm thinking what else. John in the Bible predicted Jesus coming to earth. He said the one after me will be, you know, more sort of powerful, you know, he'll be like the Son of God. And yeah, so it's, I now put the eyeliner on here, which I've just done wrong because I'm human. Because after I'd done the black eyeshadow, right, and it hasn't fallen out down today, so I must be getting better at doing it. I'm going to be using this. This is an Elf palette, and I used the black out of this one. It's called Cookies and Cream, and I'm going to use the blue on top of the black because it gives it a really nice look. Now, what was I talking about before? Because I've got no idea now, because I'm just sort of talking off the top of my head here. Yeah, so I'm just patting that on and trying not to get it to fall down to my eyes, because otherwise I have to obviously use wipe. If you ever get fallout, use the wipes or use a brush and the wipes. That's why I don't put any, normally I don't put my foundation on until I've done my eyes if I'm doing dark ones like this. But obviously today I'm doing this, so no. So then I just push that away. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? You know, as I was saying, yeah, so the Kabbalah tribe in India, you know, they're the ones that do all used to get the cobras out and did the snake charming. And that's where gypsies were one of the theories where they originated from. There's been quite a few. Some say they originated from Egypt. And obviously in the Middle East, they have a lot of nomadic tribes like the Bedouin and stuff. So, I mean, they would probably be a lot more accepted in those countries than what they are here. Because they're persecuted up until this day, I would say. Right, so now, I mean, I'm going to get this and do the other side. So yeah, so the Kabbalah tribe are quite an interesting tribe as well, because they're very good at dancing as well, and people actually go there. So I'm just doing a line and a wing. People actually go there to sort of learn how to do sort of Bollywood dancing and stuff, because they have nobody's taught them this. They just naturally can do it. And you know, I find that amazing when people, you know, culture can naturally do things, and then they don't get any praise for it a lot of the time, do they? Because you know, the other sort of dominant cultures tend to steal everything. That's how I see it, and don't give them any credit for it a lot of the time. Yeah, just why I feel and what I can see. Because if you don't conform, it's always been the same. If you don't conform to how they want you to conform. So can you see that's got blue on the top? It looks quite good, doesn't it? I hope. Yeah, if you don't conform to what they want you to be, that, you know, it's all that. It's gone on all through history. So now I've done this, I'm going to do this bit, and then I'm going to do the more interesting bits. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to do like a lip. Did anyone see that thing the other day about cultural appropriation, about the brown lipstick? And that, I think it is to do with the Black Lives Matter. Sorry. It was ridiculous. They were saying that, I think it was Justin Bieber's girlfriend had worn a brown lip liner, and she was culturally appropriating black people. Yes, Naomi Campbell did wear that in the 90s, but so did many other people. And I just think it's just gone ridiculous now. Sorry. I mean, yeah, I agree. Black people have had a terrible time. I'm not saying that, but you know, it's just going too far in my eyes. I don't see, you know, maybe it's my generation, I don't know, but I just don't see there being a problem with, you know, as long as you sort of say, you know, give the right praise to the right culture that started it, you know, what's the problem? It's actually, you know, what did they say? Imitation is a form of flattery, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, but as long as you don't say it's your idea. I mean, I don't say anything's my idea. You know, but if I think it looks good, I'm going to do it. And you know, you could say like lots of black people, and I've got loads of black friends. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you know, they probably do stuff that they got from white people. You know what I mean? Like I know hair weaves, because all that stuff. You know, I just think that they like to cause division amongst us all in any way and form that they can. Sorry, I'll probably get banned for saying this. I'm probably saying all the wrong things on YouTube. But oh, I can't stop my opinion. So I'm now using one of these NYX ones. I'm going to use the darker one, and then I don't know the names of them because they're so small writing, but I can't see the writing. There you go. So I'm going to use this. So what I've done is I've done a bit of what they call contouring of the lips, which is what they did with the brown. I've been doing that for years. You know, I've been doing it when it wasn't trendy. I was still doing it because I'm from the generation of the 90s, so I just carried on. I didn't know it was in or out. I just carried on. So yes, I do quite like sort of ombre lips. Are quite cool, aren't they? They look quite impressive. So I'm just making those like I'm just doing that round there. I think I've gone over my lip line, which is fab, which you're not meant to do. But anyway, I'm putting that on there, and then I'm pushing them together. And I'm not sure whether because I did sort of like try and study a bit about fortune tellers and stuff, and my memory is quite bad, so I might put audio on this of the things that I learned, because I learned some good things. Wow. Oh, Baba Vanga, she was amazing. She predicted so many things. She was blind and from Bulgaria. That's right, Bulgaria. And she's quite recently, we've sort of heard a lot of things from her. She reckons, you know, that people will be able to travel through time, you know, like time travel, stuff like that. She said it's going to happen. She predicted that in 2004. She predicted some very depressing things as well, which I hope don't come true. And some of these other ones, they also predicted stuff like, you know, like the last century, they predicted, you know, people flying and stuff and all that. It's definitely something, you know, people just know things. And as I said, we only use a certain amount of our brain. We all probably can do these things, but don't know how to do them. It's like, I like watching things. I can't watch things like Love Island. I'm sorry, I'm bored. I like to watch weird documentaries. I love Denver Airport. I want to go there. I'm obsessed with. That's one of my obsessions, is Denver Airport. Yeah, it's really fascinating. With, you know, because the actual horse that's in the airport fell on the man and killed him, which is awful. But they reckon it's really demonic because it's got like these red eyes and stuff. But I've never been to Denver, but I just find that one fascinating. And you know, and all the things that, like the Nephilim, you know, like the Book of Enoch and stuff, I found that interesting as well. They took that out of the Bible. Thanks for ruining my video.